of same data type and which will be identified by a same consecutive memory location, and each and every boxes will be identified by the value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. Total length of this arrow is 6. Total length of this arrow is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But the indexes will start from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. So, name of each and every boxes will be like this. A0, this box will be known as A2, this box will be known as A4, this box will be known as A5 and so on. Now, how to declare the array? To declare the arrays, we have two processes. First, the process 1. In case of process 1, we have to declare the array with the value. So, in A third bracket is equal to, within the bracket, the values we have to give separated by comma. So, the array will be created with the values automatically, which will be stored within this. Similarly, any type of array we can create. Suppose char A. Here you have to give the character which will be stored within the array. So this array will be with 3 elements where A, B and E. These will be created. So this is process 1 where the values we are giving, as I said, within 2 curly braces. Whatever value we are giving, according to that, system will allocate location. Here you can see 4 elements are there. So 4 boxes will be created, and within those boxes, these 4 elements 1, 2, 3 and 4 will be stored. In the second one, here we have given 3 elements within the set, within the curly braces, and here that's why we have created 3 boxes with the alphabet A, D and E, which will be stored. In this way, if we want to create any other type of array, suppose double, we have to give double type of value, so that within D it will create 2.5, 3.2, so on. So in this array, 2 elements are there, which is 2.5 and another one is 3.2. This is process 1. Now, if we are considering process 2, in case of process 2, we have to declare the array with their size. That means we will give the size and the array will be created, but the array will remain empty. Suppose int A is equal to new int 4. So this new is the keyword which will allocate memory for this array. Now this array will be one empty array where no elements will be present. Similarly, if you will create one char array with the new keyword, then one array will be created which can store character values, but at the beginning they will remain empty. This type of arrays we are creating when the input value is unknown. The user will give input during the program execution. So in this case, this is the data type of the array. That means this array will contain integer values. Then this box is representing the array. New operator is allocating this memory, and within the data type third bracket array, we are mentioning how many elements are there. So this array name is A, and the index positions of this array is 0, 1, 2, 3. That is number of length is 4 and number of elements are 4, but the indexes will start from 0 and it will continue up to 3. Now we will learn how to print content of an array by using a simple loop. Suppose the array is int A within third bracket, we have written 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. So if it is an array, then we can print it by using a simple loop. So for I is equal to 0 because we know these indexes are 0, 1, 2 and 3. So because I is equal to, the starting value of index is 0, so I will start from 0. Then I less than, here number of elements are 4, that is less than 4 and I plus plus. So if we will write system.out.println, out.println within bracket AI, this is the only one statement present within the for loop. Then we will see when the value of I is 0 at the beginning. So if we will draw the chart, we will see how it will work. So I, AI and output, these are the three headings I have made in the chart. So at the beginning I is 0. When I is 0, it is checking if 0 is less than 4 or not. Positively 0 is less than 4. So it will come inside and it will print the content of AI. And content of AI is right now 3 because I is 0, so A0 is 3. So the output will be on the screen is 3. Then after printing it, from this line it will go to I plus plus. So I plus plus means value of I will be incremented by 1. So I is becoming 1. Now from after incrementing, it will go to the condition checking once again. So right now value of I is 1, it will check 1 is less than 4 or not. If 1 is less than 4, it is true. So positively it will print the content of A1. Content of A1 is 4. So that output will come on the screen. Now similarly value of I will become 2. By the I plus plus 2 is less than 4. So it will print the content of A2 which is 5 on the screen. And ultimately when the value of I will be 3, it will get 6 from the array and 6 will be printed on the screen. Now the value of I will be 4 and 4 less than 4 will be false. So it will end the loop. It will end the loop. So after execution of this part of code, we will get this output on the screen. That means 3, 4, 5 and 6. This is the process how we can print the content of an array. Now we will learn how to take input within an empty array. Now to take input within an empty array, first of all we have to write import java.io.star at the beginning of the program. Then if we will write class A, within that public static void main, then string args. Here first we will declare the array which is empty. So I have declared one integer array which is containing 4 boxes within this, and this array is empty. Now we will take the input. For taking input we know that we need buffer reader. So this is an object buffer reader of buffer reader class BR, which will help us to take input. Now because it is an array, we need a loop. So I am writing a loop for int I is equal to 0, I less than a dot length. Here I shall not mention the array of the array size on my own. The a dot length, this length operator will count the number of elements of the array. Now within the array location, suppose AI, we have to take input. So it is an integer. We need the wrapper class integer, and within that one method is there, that is first int which will convert the string as its equivalent input. So integer dot parse in, within that we have to write br dot read line. Same together, within AI the number will be taken as input. What will be? br dot read line will take as a string as input. Then that string will be converted to integer by the parsing method of integer wrapper class, and that will be stored within AI. So this is the only one statement which can help us to take input within the array. So this similarly, when I will be 0 is less than 4 because length is 4, so it will take input within the A0. Then the I plus plus will increase the value of I, so it will be 1 obviously, 0 plus 1. So now 1 is also less than 4, it will take input within the memory variable, within the location of the array which is A1. Then value of I will become 2, 2 is once again less than 4, so it will take input within A2. In this way up to A3, because we know when the array size is 4, actually the indexes will be 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is the array which we have taken input within the array. Now we want to print those values. So similarly, just like the previous one, we will write once again int I is equal to 0. You can see that I have declared int in both the cases because life or scope of this memory variable is remaining within this for loop. Because I have declared this I within the for loop body, so after execution of this for loop, this I will not remain anymore within the memory. So once again for this for loop we have to redeclare this int I. So this int I once again will start. Now this time it will print contents of the array. So I will be 0, first it will print value of A0. Then I will be 1, it will print the content of A1 and so on. And in both the cases we have used the length operator which will actually calculate length of the array. A dot length and A dot length which will actually calculate length of the array. So this is a program by which we can take input within the array as well as we can print it.